Hi, geometry. Let's talk about the midsegment theorem. So the midsegment is a segment that connects the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. So let's draw a random triangle right here, A, B, C. And we'll make M a midpoint of AB and N the midpoint of AC. And I'm going to join that. That segment right there, let me draw it in red. This is my midsegment. That is the segment that joins the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. And we know two things about the midsegment from the midsegment theorem. One, the midsegment is parallel to the third side. So in this diagram I drew, MN would be parallel to BC, and the midsegment is half the third side. So like, for example, I know that MN equals 1/2 of BC, or I could say that 2 times MN would be equal to BC. So if MN was 6, I know that BC is 12, for instance. So let's take a look at numbers 1 through 5 here. It tells me that D is a midpoint, so let's make that a midpoint, and F is a midpoint, so let's make it the midpoint of a side, and E is the midpoint. Notice I'm not making all of these areas congruent, because it doesn't say that it's equilateral or isosceles or anything like that. So DE, so let me go find DE. DE is this segment right here. So I know that it's a midsegment and it's going to be parallel to its third side. So that makes it parallel to BC. So the answer for number 1 is parallel to BC. FE, let's go find FE. Here's FE. And FE is parallel to its third side, which is going to be AB. And it actually doesn't matter how you answer this. You could answer it AB or BA. It's the same thing. So if that AB is 14, so the distance from A to B is 14, then I know multiple things. First of all, I know that each half is 7. And secondly, by the midsegment theorem, I know that the midsegment is half of the third side, so EF would also be 7. So let's go take a look at AE. AE is 8. So AE is this little segment right here. And if AE is 8, then I know the other half is 8, because the whole thing is 16. And I know its midsegment is also going to be 8. So DF would be 8 then. And lastly, if DE is 6, so if DE is 6, then I know that BC, the entire distance, is 12. It's twice that. And each half of it would also be 6. So BC is 12. So let's take a look at the next problem. The next problem says that R, S, and T are the midpoints. So let's mark them that way. And S. And I know that RK is 3 and KS is 4. And it says that JK, the vertical side, is perpendicular to KL. So the first thing it wants me to find is RS. RS is the hypotenuse of this little right triangle. So I'm going to use my Pythagorean theorem. And I know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, the hypotenuse. So RS is definitely my hypotenuse. It's across from the right angle. So I know that I've got to write that in for my hypotenuse squared. That's got to be my c. And the 3 and the 4 can be a or can be b. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to say 3 squared plus 4 squared. And by PEMDAS, I have to do exponents first. So 9 plus 16 equals RS squared. So then I get 25 equals RS squared. And I take the square root of both sides to find that RS is 5. So I know that's 5. So now it wants the length of JK. Well, if RK is 3, then JR is 3, and so the length of the entire thing is 6. Find the length of RT. Well, if KS is 4, SL is 4, the entire thing is 8, and I know then its midsegment is 4. Find the perimeter. Well, if RS is 5, then I know JT is 5, I know TL is 5, and I know the entire side is 10. So my perimeter is the distance around my triangle. So 6 plus 10 plus 8 equals 24 for my perimeter. So let's take a look then at the next set of problems. It says that X, Y, and Z are midpoints. So I know that that makes each half on all 3 sides congruent. This first problem says that YZ, so YC is this distance right here, is 3x plus 1, and MN is this distance right here, and it's 10x minus 6. So I could set this equation up 2 ways. First of all, I could write that 3x plus 1 is equal to half of 10x minus 6, because that's what the midsegment theorem says. But I like to double the short side instead of cutting the long side in half, so that I'm multiplying by a 2 and not a 1/2 when I distribute. So I get 6x plus 2 equals 10x minus 6. Let's subtract my 6 over, and I get 4x, add my 6 over, and I get 8. Looks like I'm getting 2 for my x. And I want to know what YZ is. So 3 times 2 plus 1 looks like my YZ is 7. So let's take a look at the next one. YX equals x minus 1. And MO is this entire side, and it's 3x minus 7. So I'm going to use the same idea where 2 times my short side, x minus 1, is equal to my longer side, 3x minus 7. And so I get 2x minus 2 equals 3x minus 7. Subtract the 2x over, add the 7 over, and my x is 5. So to find MO, 3 times 5 minus 7 would be 8. So if angle MON, so right here, if this is 48 degrees, then angle MZX, this angle right here. Well, if my midsegment and my third side are really parallel, that makes O and Z corresponding angles with parallel lines. And we know that corresponding angles are congruent. So I know that would be 48 degrees. MXZ is this angle right here, and it says it's 37. So I know that M and O, this angle down at the bottom, these are in corresponding position. So if angle X is 37 degrees, then so is angle N, 37 degrees. Now it says use the diagram where X, Y, and Z are midpoints. So I've got my midpoint information. And it says YZ, which is this little side, and MN, which is this third side. So I'm going to double my little side and set it equal to my big side. So I get 4x plus 6 equals 5x minus 14. So I get x equals 20. And I want to know what YZ is. So that would be 2 times 20 plus 3, or 43. And then YX is this side, and MO is its third side. So I know that 2 times the midsegment is going to equal the third side. So 6x minus 8 equals 9x minus 20. I'm going to get 3x when I subtract the 6 over. I'm going to get 12 when I add the 20 over. I'm going to divide by the 3 and get 4 equals x. And MO then is 9 times 4 minus 20, 36 minus 20, and I'm going to get 16. Thank you.